And then they saw me in a bra, and that was it.
What's going on, Pearl Jam nerds? You are listening to Single Podcast Theory. I'm Brad Lyons.
And I am Brad Blazek.
Yes, you are. Good job, bud. You said your name.
I did. Yeah.
I'm proud of you, bro.
How's your name?
Man, you've come a long way in a year.
I just say it now. I still kind of feel weird about it.
No, man, that wasn't just saying it. You went, and I'm Brad Blazek. Got to get those syllables in there, man.
I'm just going to start saying Brad B.
Yeah, man. You'll be the
I'm Brad B.
guy. I'm Brad B.
Can we
Don't do it the way you just said it. That was too like, I'm Brad B, and I really love baseball. Ugh, that overly earnest, like.
I'm Brad B. Hey, everybody. See, that rhymed.
That would be, we could not continue this show if that's the way. Yeah. Oh, man. It's good to hear your voice, though, man. We've both been busy. We usually get a couple, like, conversations in, during a week or something.
So much so, I was dreaming about the fact that you just didn't call me.
Who, me?
Like, I was so anxious
I'm
about
the easiest
today.
person to get a hold of.
Oh, yeah. Just call, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, if you ever need me, don't text me, just call me. But leave a voicemail.
And then
I'll
let
know.
me check it.
Yeah.
And then hopefully you're not dead by then.
Right, yeah.
That's how I roll,
I've learned with you musician types, it's always like, oh, man, I'm sorry. I'm in a session right now. And I'm like, yeah, right.
Well, yeah, I really am.
Yeah.
I'm not lying to you.
All right.
You don't believe me?
No, I do.
Oh, now you're just saying that. You don't believe me.
I believe you. You're good.
Shit.
I mean, yeah. You could tell me anything.
Well, I think this catch up at the beginning of the episode session is over.
Yeah. It was just, yeah.
Did you say it sucks?
I'm good. No, I didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
No,
That was
what's
just
up?
the
How you
voice in
been?
my head. I've been good, man. Just been busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Well, this episode.
I don't know, dude. I don't know what's going on right now.
Yeah, it's 10:20. This episode's supposed to be out in an hour and a half. I don't know if that's going to happen, but we'll try and.
I doubt it.
It'll be
We'll still be
close.
recording
It'll be
an hour
close
and
to
a half.
midnight. It'll be midnight-ish when this comes out.
Earth time
Yeah, man. Earth
does
time.
not, Yeah.
All right. Well, this is episode 64. Tonight we're going to be talking about the show at the Off Ramp Cafe from October 22nd, 1990.
28 years ago.
Woo.
If you're listening to this on Monday, 28 years ago today.
Yeah. It's crazy. I had not listened to that in a very long time.
I didn't even know it existed until like 3 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And I was just like crying when I first discovered it.
Really?
I was.
So you love it?
I love it so much. Do you not?
Oh, this is going to be a good episode.
Oh my God. I love it so much.
Oh.
It's incredible.
Can we just skip emails this week and get straight to it?
Oh my God. I'm going to start crying now because you don't like it.
Hold on. That's not what I said.
Okay.
I've not said anything, actually. You just said that.
Yeah, but you are so excited to break my heart.
No, I don't think I'll be breaking your heart. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Or maybe I will. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. It's been broken so many times.
By me. Brad Lyons is a heartbreaker. Nope. Okay. Well,
this is a great episode.
What? You keep saying that
far.
now you're making me paranoid.
No,
all right,
no, dude.
Let's move on. So
I'm in a weird fucking
I can
place.
tell.
If you can't.
I can tell. It's another reason why this might be one of the classic episodes as we look back.
Yes.
We'll see.
I can't wait to listen in 20 years. Like, what the fuck was going on that night?
Yep. And if you've never listened to us before, number one, I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, please.
If you made it through that.
Go back and listen to like an episode where we had a guest on. And
these people have already quit listening. They didn't get to this part. Don't worry about it. We're good. Yeah, we are. But I'm going to do it anyway. We are an all Pearl Jam podcast. New topics every week. Every once in a while, some bonus episodes. But we cover records, we cover shows, we cover kind of everything. But tonight we're covering a show from October 1990, which is going to be really interesting. And we're going to get into some listener email, I believe, right?
Yes.
We ready for it?
I am ready.
All right. What? I am ready. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm not ready.
Yeah. I'm not.
What's wrong?
No, I'm ready for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
You all right, bro?
Mm-hmm.
All right, bro.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do some Pearl Jam story time.
Good evening. This is Storytellers. We are here to tell stories.
We just have friends up here that are listening to stories.
Have I got a little story for you?
This is the true story.
So this week's story time comes from Randy Sobel, one of our what do you call it? Our biggest podcast rivals.
Oh, right.
Right? Like,
yeah, dude.
I mean,
we're going to take him down.
Yes. That's why we're talking about him.
JK.
Now, Randy and Matt over on the Live on Four Legs podcast. This comes from Randy. And this actually comes from a few months ago because, as you know, if you've been listening for a while, all of these Pearl Jam story times have built up. So we're going back a few months. But anyway, Randy writes in, "Hey, Brad and Brad, this is my first time writing into you guys, but I've been listening to your pod for a few months now. It's a perfect way to kill some time on a 3+ hour car ride that I have to endure for work. My favorite episodes are the ones on the individual albums because I love the breakdown of the songs and reasoning behind writing them. I haven't seen it in your archive yet, but I'm assuming you guys are going to do Yield at some point soon. That's my favorite album, so I hope you don't shit on it too much." What's up?
Nothing. I just think it's funny. Like, are you guys going to do Yield? And this was written in June.
Right. It's 3 months later, and we still
no Yield.
But, I mean, do you want to...
Oh, yeah. We're actually... we have a date to record it, so...
Yeah.
It's definitely coming up soon.
Man, it's almost Christmas time. I was going to say it'd be like a Christmas present.
Oh, that's true.
But
God, don't even say that. It's almost Christmas.
I know, right? Yeah.
All right.
Here is my story time story. I'd always grown up with the band, having an older brother who graduated from high school in the early 90s. He was 11 years my elder, so it was easy to steal his CDs when he went away to college. Although he always had Pearl Jam on in his car, I'd say they were maybe 5th on his go-to list behind Fish and the Dead and a few
Your
others.
favorite bands?
Yeah, man.
I went through a Fish phase.
Yeah, man.
Go to shows.
I'm good.
It didn't last long. I don't listen to him now. I'm just saying I went through a phase.
I guess I respect the fact that those dudes are still going strong and people love them, but I am not that person.
I get it.
So.
I mean, absolutely. They're amazing musicians. I would totally get why people wouldn't want to listen to them, though.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm here for you, bud.
So, thanks, man. Oh, man, that makes me feel good.
Love.
So, obviously, I grew up with them, but as a preteen, I gravitated more towards Red Hot Chili Peppers and Stone Temple Pilots. I really didn't dig into the band until I was about 12 years old in 1998. That's the year that Yield came out. I remember the day I bought the album. I was supposed to take part in a county choir recital or something. I went to the rehearsal, and it just wasn't what I expected it to be. I didn't want to be a choir/chorus kid because I didn't think I meshed very well with them. So I said there was absolutely no way that I'm going to do this, and I quit that very day. My mom was pretty upset with me over it, but when my dad came home, I avoided discussing it with him. He asked me if I wanted to go to Record Town, which he wouldn't have done had he known I had quit. And that's the day I bought Yield. I remember watching the Do the Evolution video on MTV a lot, and I loved the song and always loved Todd McFarlane's animation, so I was instantly hooked. Yield will always have a special place in my heart, and I regard it as my favorite of their albums. At the time, I was amazed that a band could pour out so many different emotions in one album, from Brain of J being this raw, modern punk angst, to Faithful reaching that passion from within, to Longitudes and Latitudes being so fucking absurd with the amazing blues-inspired take on No Way. This might have been the first album where I realized that you could mesh so many styles into 13 songs and come up with something beautiful. For 2 years, there wasn't a plane or long car ride where I didn't have Yield on my Discman. But the early 2000s went on, and it felt like my taste in music was changing almost weekly. I went through long stints listening to System of a Down and Tool, and almost thought I'd be sitting here as an adult, still one of the biggest Chili Peppers fans ever. I can't forget my punk ska phase I went through, though bands like Bad Religion are still heavy in my rotation today. Bad Religion just released a new single the other day.
Oh yeah, how is it?
Yeah, it's awesome. It sounds just like Bad Religion.
Cool.
I love those dudes.
I'll check it out.
Through all of this, Pearl Jam kind of became an afterthought. Riot Act came out and I bought it, but I don't think I ever gave it the attention that I gave By the Way or Songs for the Dead, one of my favorite albums ever. Songs for the Dead, who's that? Do you know?
Queens of Stone Age.
Oh, that's right. No, that song's... Oh, wait.
Did you say Songs for the Dead or Deaf?
He wrote Dead.
It might have auto-corrected.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe.
But I know By the Way is Chili Peppers. Anyway.
Yeah.
It wasn't until 2006 that I was reunited with them, and it was in a way that I wouldn't ever expected. In June of that year, I went on a trip to Canada with one person who I had considered a friend, and 2 others that I didn't know as well. It was sometime in the middle of college, and I was in a bit of a funk. We went to 3 Blue Jays games while we were there. At that time, I was really into players' walk-up at-bat music, so I was listening pretty closely to see who came out to what. There was a Blue Jays first baseman by the name of Lyle Overbay, who used Jeremy as his at-bat theme. For some reason, I hadn't heard the song in quite some time, so something clicked in me. It was this weird sign from the gods of rock saying, "Damn it, go listen to Pearl Jam." So once I got home from the trip, that's exactly what I did. I dusted everything off and started reacquainting myself with their catalog. From that moment on, there was no longer a question about who my favorite band was. Everything all generated so quickly that me and my friends dressed as Pearl Jam and performed at a Halloween social in college. I did radio shows on our station playing nothing but Pearl Jam tunes, and even held a show with a friend that debated whether Pearl Jam or Nirvana was better. It was a great time to be a fan, and my interest continued to grow and grow. June 25th is coming up, and that always has been a special day for me. On June 25th of 2008, I saw Pearl Jam live at MSG for the first time in my life. It was everything you expect out of a first show, a set full of favorites with rare surprises and even an Ace Frehley sighting. I had a feeling before the show that this was going to be a moment that changed my life, but I had no idea what I was in for. They opened with Release, which was something that I hadn't been prepared for. Every show I had ever been to, the band has opened with something fast and catchy to get the crowd started, but Pearl Jam did things differently because that's what they do best. I remember singing along and thinking to myself, that's it. I just figured out my religion. This night officially turned me from Pearl Jam fan into Pearl Jam nerd. In a matter of days, the day that changed my life is turning 10 years old. Since then, I've traveled all around the country to see them, 7 states in total. New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Wisconsin, and Tennessee. Fenway at the end of the summer will be my 19th and 20th shows, and it feels like everything has come full circle. I've been fortunate enough to witness some amazing things on that stage and hope to do so until I can at least bring my unborn child to sit alongside me. And by unborn, I don't even mean there's a child on the way. I won't even be married for another year, and kids ain't coming from now until then. One last thing before I say goodbye. I think my favorite episode so far has been the Versus episode. This was the first time that I had heard the story about what Go was written about that I believe has come up multiple times. In all other interviews or citing of the song, I read Eddie say he had no idea what it was about. After that podcast, the next time I listened to the song, I listened to it in a much different manner. Yeah, I'm about to get real nerdy here. I feel like Go doesn't just have lyrics written about a dying truck, but I think the music was written the same way. Listen to Jeff's bass line and tell me that doesn't sound like an engine struggling. That whole beginning part where they are kind of jamming is like putting the key into the ignition and the car won't start. Then finally, the car starts and the engine turns on. Jeff's bass line signals that the car is on its last legs as Eddie pleads for it to not to die. I really wonder where Eddie is driving to at this point because he's singing as if he were desperate. Was he getting somewhere to help a friend? It sounds like the truck picked the worst possible point in which to be on its last legs because you can replace a car, but what if he's trying to get to something that can't be replaced? Maybe the song is less about the truck and more about it being the worst possible time for it to go out on him now. I know I'm thinking into this a little too much, but shit, I love it. I hope you enjoyed my story, and hopefully it's good enough for you guys to deem it story time worthy. That comes from Randy Sobel.
Hell yeah, man.
I love that stuff about Go.
Yeah.
Just it could be the music is about a truck, not just the lyrics, you know?
Makes sense. It's funny, because I think Dave A. wrote that riff.
Mm-hmm.
It is. It's this weird kind of like cycling start-stoppy thing, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd never thought of it that way.
I hadn't either, and that's, you know, it's an interesting take on it, on that whole debate.
Right. Hell yeah, man. Good email, Randy. Thanks for sending that
thanks,
in, dude. Thanks for waiting 18 months to hear it on the air. No, it's a good thing, though. That means lots of people are writing in, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Love it. All right, next up,
keep them coming.
What's that?
I said keep them coming.
Hell yeah. Oh, yeah, and if anyone wants to do some more intros, sounds like we've gotten a few more listeners, and from time to time, if you guys want to send in your own personal intro to be played on the show, you can do that. Just email us at singlepodcasttheory@gmail.com. Because we haven't gotten one of those in a while.
It's been a little bit.
Yeah. Let's see here. All right, we got Martin Papish next. Hey, finally catching up after a few weeks' travel. I so much appreciate the continuity of the podcast. I'm on episode 59 right now, listening to Kate try to read an email while Burrito Brad recounts a story of rolling onto the floor after breaking a beanbag chair. Jesus Christ, sounds about right. Sounds like SPT. It's so hard to believe the intimacy of these conversations and the lingering, distant connection that any of this has to Pearl Jam. Oh, God. Sorry about the tangents. Pearl Jam, thanks for the mega episode recounting the whole trip. I was so envious the entire time. I do have a real question. Who did the do you like my version of it? In black when it was recorded. Band member, session musician. Always been a little curious about that. I bet that was Stone. I would put my money on
thinking
Stone, or maybe Stone and Jeff together.
That's what I was thinking. Because
just like they do live.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure it was them on the demo. That is, what is that? Ballad? E-Ballad?
E-Ballad,
is that what that one is?
Yeah.
So I'm sure they probably did it when they re-recorded it for the album.
Yeah,
maybe even Eddie.
Maybe. I mean, I'm sure they probably would have had at least two voices doing that.
Yeah.
It depends on how much they were layering shit on that record, but it doesn't sound like it's like a big gang vocal or anything. I bet it's just either Stone or just Jeff. That would be my guess. He says, thanks for doing what you do, Brad's and Kate Cotton. Little shout out to Coco. Oh, I almost called her full name. Remember Catherine. Early on when I did that?
Oh, yeah.
And then she wrote back, it was like, yeah, I don't like that. I'm like, oh, yeah. Dude.
She gave us a little bitch slap.
That's right.
But sometimes you got to.
Sometimes you got to do that, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Figuratively.
Thanks again, Martin. Who you got next?
Bev, right?
Yep.
Yep. Good day there, Blazed Lion. Firstly, let me say what a great podcast you have going on. I'm so late to the party, but I wanted to write in as I noticed you recently completed an episode on the mighty Jack Irons, and this week you completed one regarding all the drummers, so I wanted to tell you a Pearl Jam story that relates to that. My name is Bev, and I'm from Sydney, Australia.
Go ahead.
You can't not do it, right?
Oh, no.
Day,
he demands that you don't do that.
Oh, right. I didn't read that part.
The part where he specifically says Blaze, please don't say it with, I think, at least 2 exclamation marks there. You missed that?
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Totally didn't see it.
Right.
Oh,
I didn't read ahead because I had it in my head to say it. It just comes, anyway. It just comes out. If someone's from Australia,
oh God,
how can you not say?
I do it all the time. Right. I don't do that all the time. Like literally, I think every time I've talked to someone Australian, or I've read an email from someone from Australia, or anything connected with Australia, I literally don't ever think to go, good day, mate.
Well, that's because you're rude.
Oh, my bad.
That's how they say backwards. That's how they say hello. That's like being like, hey, what's up?
Yeah, but okay. I'm not going to fight on this. I don't have the energy for this, Brad.
My name is Bev, and I'm from Sydney, Australia. So I've only been able to... This is my favorite part. So I've only been able to see Pearl Jam 11 times over here.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that's what I thought, too.
That's 9 more times than I've been able to see him. So
I've been lucky to also see Eddie solo 7 times as well. I've been drumming for 32 of my 36 years of life, and I have played in and out of 10 or so bands. I figured you probably relate to that.
Yeah, a little bit.
When I was 15, I was handed a CD by my then lead singer I was jamming with and told, learn track 5 on drums. The lead singer was able to organize a recording session for us at a local radio station, which would then be later played at 2 a.m. the next day. It turned out to be Black. Of course, I listened to the rest of the album and thought it was okay, as I had heard 1 or 2 of the songs before on the radio. It wasn't until a year later that a friend recommended me to listen to No Code, and I fell in love. I then raced to my local record store, found their new album at the time, which was Yield, and wore that puppy out. I have been in deep ever since. To all of my friends, I'm known as the Pearl Jam Freak.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, that's Bev.
Yeah, and the rest Australia. Of the email is a story. So
yeah, he also sent in. Yeah, he sent in like a Pearl Jam story time, proper story. So we are going to read that in 8 months.
Yep.
So, but I just wanted to...
That's crazy, man. Coming in on, being able to buy Yield and No Code at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That
well, I mean, it's crazy too that like he heard 10.
Exploded.
Yeah. He heard 10 and was like, yeah, it's good. And then 4 years later, he hears No Code, and he's like, "Oh my God,
yeah,
I'm in love, mate." I mean, that's pretty cool. If that like No Code is what brought him in.
It is. It really is. It's my favorite record.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, Brad. Impulse control. Impulse control. That's what it is.
Oh, dude, that's my problem.
See, Aiden is still learning impulse control because he's 10 years old. You, my friend.
I'm getting there. I have none. I hope he learns it because I never did. And my life.
Oh, God. What would amount to hours of audio I have of you shitting your pants?
That's a different kind of control.
I didn't even mean it that way, but that's funny. Good job. I like how you flipped that there. I don't even know if you meant to, but it was genius.
Thanks.
All right. Thanks, Bev. Appreciate it. All right. I've got one from Chris Thomas. Let's see. He says, "Hi, Brad and Brad. With everything going on around me, I've been trying my best to find distractions for myself. My latest distraction comes from the much anticipated, for me anyway, as I've been catching up, the Avocado / self-titled track episode 49. I'd be more than happy to bind to Blazek's want to relabel this album as Nothing. However you want to call it, my motivation came from a few lines quoted by Lyons after going over Severed Hand. His comments regarding the ordering. The first quote is, they put all the heavy hitters up front. And the next one, they get you spoiled with these kick-ass, heavier, more energetic songs, and then it falls off afterward. Which is true. And then the last one was maybe the order of this record was not the best, which I still stand behind that. And he says, right after I finished listening to episode 49, that last quote stuck out in my head. I took to Spotify and tried putting together a different order to see if I can get Lyons to reconsider his number 10 ranking. I'm not sure if you guys caught my random email over the weekend. I thought using Wasted Reprise as an opener into Life Wasted would work, and for me it does. I have the album starting with Wasted Reprise into Life Wasted and keeping Comatose in the same spot. Rather than completely stack the beginning of the track list with the heavy hitters, I try to separate them out. I moved Gone up behind Comatose and then put Parachutes right behind it. That was really challenging initially, what was really challenging initially was figuring out where to put Inside Job. I tried putting it right in the middle, but what I can't read. I just made fun of you, and now I can't read. But what makes it works. Let me try that again. But what really makes it work is putting Severed Hand right behind it. It's almost like you get an encore in the middle of the album by doing this. Another heavy hitter is Big Wave to bring back up the energy from Inside Job. I kept Army Reserve in the same spot and then finished out the album by using Unemployable as a prelude to what I think would be an awesome closer in Come Back. So he sent us this copy of this playlist.
Yeah.
He says, if you guys have any thoughts, especially Lions, would love to hear it. I've listened to the sequence a couple times, and it works for me. Forced to endure what I could not forgive, Chris. So I did that. I think that morning that we got the email.
I did too.
And, yeah, I put one up on Apple Music. So if you follow... Is yours on Apple Music as well?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you follow either of us on Apple Music, you can find it.
Yeah, I think I think it's Pearl Jam Nothing is what I put it.
Okay, cool. Mine was just Avocado parentheses Chris Thomas.
Oh.
A little name recognition there.
Yeah, sorry.
What? So did you? How much time did you have to kind of like sit with it?
I only listened to it one time, and I really liked Wasted Reprise into Life Wasted. I like the whole thing. The only thing I might change is I see the way I look at it is like side A and side B. Mm-hmm. So I might take Worldwide Suicide and put it as like the beginning of side 2. Mm-hmm. So take it from After Parachutes and scoot it down to After Marker in the Sand. So Marker in the Sand would be the last song on side A. Gotcha. And then side B opens with Worldwide Suicide into Inside Job and Severed Hand. But the rest of it, I actually I thought it was pretty cool. I love Comeback being at the end.
Yeah, you like that? Yeah. I think the only thing I would have done different was I would put Wasted Reprise at the end.
Really?
I just like the bookend of it.
Yeah. I don't know. I like it as an intro to the album, and I like it as like an intro tag to the actual Life Wasted song. Because I've always thought those two would sound good together.
Yeah. I don't know. I think for me, it's like, I think it's cool. I'm not saying like I hate it, but if I made any changes, that would be, I think it's just like a weird fucking symmetry thing with me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I get it. It's the slow opener. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's cool. I listened to it quite a few times this week. I liked it. I can't change my number 10.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't do that for me. But
no, but it definitely has a different flow state, man.
Yeah.
It has a different feel being in this order.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't know what would have to happen to get it out of the number 10 spot. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Unless like the next record came out and it like fucking blew.
Yeah.
Which I hope does not happen.
Yeah.
Because that's the fucking thing, man. Like you listen to his record, no matter whether it's this kind of like re-envisioned playlist or whatever, or how it came out. It's like it's not a shitty record, but
right.
I fucking love some of those songs.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone knows how much I love Army Reserve, and I mean a lot of those songs I like a lot, but as a record, I just can't put it. That's my number 10,
I don't think this would change my ranking of it, but I did enjoy it in a different way.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a lot of fun listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for doing that, Chris. All right. We're going to wrap up with what? You got some YouTube comments here or something?
I want to mention a couple emailers real quick.
Okay.
Our buddy John wrote in saying that I mentioned Green Day was from Bakersfield, and I was wrong. They're from Berkeley. Berkeley, Bakersfield, same thing.
Not at all. Oh my God, dude. Berkeley and Bakersfield. I mean, that's like fucking, yeah. Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, I mean, they both have B's and K's in them, so.
They do. You're right. Burger King.
I'm like a. They're from Burger King, California. And I love Green Day. I can't believe I
thought you were about to say, "Oh, I love Burger King.
I love.
Get me one of them BK broilers."
Yeah. Amanda, can you grab me a Whopper real quick?
What was a broiler?
BK broiler?
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know.
I just remember the commercial.
I remember the
BK broiler.
I don't know.
All right. Well, moving on.
What was that McDonald's burger that was like hot on one side, cool on the other? You remember that? It came like it came in this giant, like, it was like the meat in the bun was on one side, and then the
meat in the bun was on one. Okay.
And then they had like the lettuce and tomato on the other side, and they served it to you that way, so you could put it together. You don't remember this?
Where? No. Mm-mm.
Okay, you know, like when you open a Big Mac, like the carton.
Yeah.
They served it to you like
open
the carton
like that.
Was open, yeah,
like
and
open face.
Yes, and it was to keep the lettuce and tomato from getting too hot until you
and get kind of wilty.
Yes.
And this is Burger King that did this?
No, this was McDonald's.
Oh, of course. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
McDonald's.
But
Man, they're really
But they're
trying
like
to dial that shit in, huh?
The commercial was like, yeah, man. Yeah. The commercial was like, it keeps the hot stuff hot and the cool stuff cools.
Man.
So stupid.
Always got to explain things to the lowest common denominator.
Well, it is McDonald's.
Ooh. Are you saying that everyone that eats McDonald's is stupid, Brad?
Yes.
That's what
I love
thought.
McDonald's, dude.
I know.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't know. I like it. Who doesn't like McDonald's?
That's pretty
I
good.
don't even know what I'm saying anymore. All
Man,
right,
you know what my bag of shame was? For years?
Taco Bell?
No, my friend.
Bang Bang?
Me?
Double Bang?
Double Bang. That was... Oh, man. That was terrible. Jack in the Box or not Jack in the Box. Checkers. Checkers.
Oh, God, dude. Checkers.
Is where we stopped on the way home from Taco Bell.
Yes. Yeah.
No, but
that's a good night.
Clint and I used to do was there's a McDonald's like literally like a block and a half from our house, and there's a bar down the road too, and we would go drinking and then come home and get in the car and go drive around the corner to the McDonald's, and I got the same thing every time. Quarter pounder with cheese, no onions, fries Dr. Pepper, and a 6-piece nugget.
Ooh, yeah.
With honey mustard.
I don't know. There's something about
that was my drunk
pounder.
bag of shame. just shoveling it in.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What's that burger place in Birmingham? Like isn't it something Jack's?
Oh, there's Jack's. Yep.
Just Jack's, yeah, Jack's.
Jack's and Milo's are the
I used to go to Jack's. When I lived in Muscle Shoals, I'd go to Jack's all the time for lunch.
That's cool. Man. Some weak ass tangents tonight.
I don't know.
Let's move on. Where were we?
McDonald's. I don't know. Tony Watts. Mm-hmm. This dude has emailed us. Did you read any of his emails?
I don't know.
You might have started, but you haven't finished yet because they are some long emails, and I love it. But this dude's a new listener, and he's loving Single Podcast Theory.
Sweet.
And I just wanted to mention them. We can't read his emails; they're so long. And then there's some that like I don't even know what he's talking about, but it makes me laugh anyway because he's laughing. He like he referenced something from like episode 19 about a horse, and I have no clue what he's talking about.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I'm like, dude,
I was like,
what
the fuck?
Made me laugh so hard. His email because it just
was
said
awesome.
Like, dude, seriously, it's quote, it's not a horse, it's this unquote. Ah ha ha ha. Episode 19 was funny. And that's all it said. To find that. Like, I don't even know what he's talking about, but I love it. But yeah, that dude, he's been going through like the past episodes and trying to catch up. So I just wanted to give a shout out to him because that made me laugh.
Yeah, there it is. I just found it.
You find it?
It just says subject is episode 19.
Right.
Then the body of the email is just these two lines. No, it was a horse. In parentheses, going to Serious Town. Then he just says, "Fuck me, I was crying." No idea what that is.
Nothing, no clue.
And I kind of want to leave it that way.
I listened to that episode, but I only made it through it's like 2 hours long, so I didn't get through the whole thing.
What is episode 19? What's this topic?
That's No Code.
Oh,
with Clint.
Okay.
So I mean, dude, and all we did was laugh on that episode.
Now,
it's
someone
crazy.
just randomly yelling, out of the three of us, no, it was a horse. Right. I mean, that was Clint.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking Clint. Too. Yeah, it had to be. But
thanks, Anthony. That was awesome. That was a total head scratcher.
Yeah, that was.
But made me laugh. All right, what else you got?
Just YouTube. December Hotel.
Yeah, bud.
He said Jack Irons is my favorite. No Code. Jack Irons is my favorite. No Code is not one of my favorite albums, but Jack is a highlight for me on that album. Yield is my favorite Pearl Jam album, and he is one of the main reasons why.
Hell yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
December Hotel. It's always good to hear from him.
Yeah, it is. Anything else?
And another new listener, Random Occurrences.
Oh yeah.
This is from YouTube. This is from the 10 episode, which is number 2.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going way back. But he's saying that he just said Wash is his favorite Pearl Jam song, hands down. The hair stands up on my arms every time I hear it. And then he says Q101 killed Alive for me.
Yeah.
Took me years to finally enjoy it again. Almost did the same thing with Jeremy, but I can never get enough of Jeff's custom 12 strings. I'm like, hell yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Rocking that fucking 12 string.
Yeah, Q101, dude. That station was awesome, but at the same time, it was radio, so they would play the same shit over and over and over, you know?
Hell yeah. Yeah. It's terrible. It's even worse now.
I don't listen to the radio.
I don't either, but all right, cool. Well, thanks everyone for your emails. If you'd like to email the show, you can email us at singlepodcasttheory@gmail.com. You can find us on all the socials, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that good stuff. You will definitely be in contact with Brad B if you are on social media. Yeah, you're our social media
I try
liaison.
Yeah. I'm the social media butterfly.
Yeah, man. So follow us there on the socials. What else? Never hurts us at all. If you haven't already, you could leave us a quick review on iTunes. That goes a long way to kind of helping spread the word about us. And if you'd like to, if you've been listening for a while or whatever, and you'd like to support the show financially, because, you know, this is not something we get paid for. We both have full-time jobs and, you know, all that good stuff. But it does cost money from time to time. So if you'd like to help us out, you can go to patreon.com. That's Patreon, patreon.com/singlepodcasttheory. And all of that information is there for you. So,
yeah. Speaking of
Patreon, what's up?
We have to issue an apology.
Oh, what did we do?
We forgot to mention a new patron.
We did?
Yeah, yes. Well, like since September. Well, she signed up in August, but yeah, like August something.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, I felt terrible.
Blew it.
We did.
Woo.
Yeah, so Kathleen Morrow? Mauro? M-A-U-R-O. How would you pronounce that?
Yeah.
Morrow,
yeah.
We never...
dude.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry.
It's your fault.
It's totally my fault. Anything bad that goes on, it's my fault. No, but seriously, apologies for that.
Yeah, I felt really bad, but if we've, the thing is, she like reached out to me, and I felt bad, but I was so glad that she said something, because if we ever forget anybody like that, please let us know,
man.
You know, because
we're a couple knuckleheads.
Yeah, but in her honor, I'm gonna bring back something that I haven't done in forever. Kathleen, this for you.
Jesus Christ. God, you cheeseball. Kathleen, this is for you. And then a fucking slide whistle. get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, well, what else can I do?
Kathleen,
I got to do something.
I've heard you've been feeling down and lonely. I can't believe I just sort of willingly took place in a slide whistle riff.
You set it up perfectly.
I know. I'm glad you were there to catch it. Yeah.
That shit is so loud, I could hear it back through your side.
Oh, I know. You just heard that through the headphones that are wrapped over my ears.
Yes.
You probably heard that come through my nasal cavity. Which is pointed directly at the microphone. Anyway.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Yeah, thank you, Kathleen. That's our bad. All right, well, let's get into this week's episode.
Yes.
Off Ramp Cafe, October 22nd, 1990. You got any... Man, okay, this is going to be interesting, I feel like. Why don't you start us off? What do you want to say? Is there any info about it or what?
I mean, it was the off-ramp in Seattle. Mm-hmm. Have you ever been there? Does that place even still exist? I should have looked that up.
I don't know, to be honest with you. I don't remember if I've been there or not.
Can we... there's really not... There was like 150, 200 people. Yeah, no. I just wanted to...
Yep, nope. Let's just let that go.
I had all day to do my homework, and I didn't do it. No, I did. I just didn't... That was something that kind of like I overlooked.
Right.
I remember thinking, like, when I was writing my notes, like, I wonder if they're still around. And then I just was, like, watching the show instead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's just kind of jump into it then. Like, well, I mean, let's do our normal, like, what are your general... Let's do this. What's your general thoughts about it before we get into the track by track?
I mean, to me, the fact that this, like, is available on YouTube and, like, it kind of looks pretty good. I mean, it doesn't look pretty good, but it looks
terrible. It looks like 8-bit Minecraft.
No, it doesn't look that bad. Seriously.
Okay.
It looks pretty bad.
Mike, you can't see any faces. Not in the screen I was watching on.
I don't think it's that bad.
It's pretty bad.
Considering it's like VHS from 28 years ago.
Totally. No, it's not gonna be good. You know what I mean? Like, I've
seen worse, is what I'm saying. I've seen
like, worse too, but that's pretty low bar.
I had a bootleg of like one of the Bridge School shows, and it was like a 5th generation VHS copy that was taken of the screen at the Bridge School. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was like fucking Minecraft.
Sure.
With like Vaseline over the lens.
Okay. All right.
This is not that bad.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
Cool.
And the sound isn't even that terrible. Yeah, you think it's pretty bad? It's
pretty bad, but it's not gonna be good. You know, it's someone's fucking handheld recorder from 1990.
Yeah. But I'm saying it's definitely listenable.
I mean, I'm glad it's there. Totally. Yeah. I'm not trying to. Why are we fighting, Brad?
I don't know, dude. Because I want you to love what I love.
Okay.
And if you continue. Don't, it makes me sad.
The video quality isn't gonna,
The video quality and sound quality is not like, official bootleg quality.
Sure.
But to me, it's very watchable.
Who cares? A lot of my favorite bootlegs are like the same kind of quality.
Yeah. So, yeah. Well, there you go. But the fact that this is like available and you can hear it and watch it and it's not, I'm just like blown away that this exists. Mm-hmm. That their first fucking performance exists.
Yeah.
Like that you can watch it and listen to it.
Yeah, I agree. It's like a piece of history.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. It's like, that dude's grandson is still alive, and he was around like when Lincoln was around. No, but it is to me. It's like historical that this footage even survived and was somebody had the foresight to record this.
Yeah, no shit. I mean, like I said, I'm glad it's there. I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't. It's like the performances aren't great, which is interesting to watch. You know what I mean? Like it's like getting to see the beginning,
right?
Like warts and all. You know,
it's very like it's not the greatest performance ever, but the fact like let's talk about real quick. Like, I mean. Everyone kind of knows the story of like Eddie got this tape from Jack and was talking to the guys and was like, yeah, I'm going to come. And he came on October 8th to Seattle. Mm-hmm. And they like recorded a bunch in a week. And then Eddie went back home for a few days and then came back like 2 days before this concert.
Right.
So from the day he came to 2 weeks later, they're fucking on stage playing... What was it, 8 or 9 songs?
Yeah, something like that.
And that just, like, blows my mind.
Yeah, no, that's one of the cool things about this video is getting to see how quickly it came together, but it also shows you, like, all the work that has to go into something
the songs
to make it great. Because it's not, and I don't mean this as a slam, it's like, it's not great.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's how the changes that they made to their own songs and how they found their own individual voices as a unit, though. That's why they're great. And they probably had help along the way, whether it's from Rick Perisher or friends that they trusted and stuff like that. But like if that stuff hadn't been changed, then they would not have gone anywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's cool to see that.
I don't know. I don't think it's that bad. Like you make it sound like it's terrible. Like the performance is terrible.
They're not sure when the next part of the song comes up half of the time. Like someone will go into the pre-chorus, but the rest of the band's still in the verse, or there's just like a lot of shit. Like again, I'm not like shitting on them. That's the whole thing. It's like, it was the first show. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But it's not like, they were definitely, that's the whole thing. That's what you get to, for me anyway, you get to see through a shitty performance at the very beginning, and it shows people that you have to fucking work hard. You have to get into a fucking basement or a garage or whatever it is and fucking figure it out. You can't American Idol that shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's like, for me, I think it's cool that there's tons of mistakes and Eddie is not, like, there's no clear leader on the stage. Yeah. Which is a weird thing to see.
That is one thing is, like, lyrically, like, the lyrics, there's a lot of
he hasn't finished lyrics, yeah.
Right. I guess I give him more credit because of the whole, like, 2 weeks thing. Like, they just met each other 2 weeks ago, and they were able to get up on stage and play these songs, in a way that's, they're pretty much, the songs definitely evolved,
Yeah.
But you can totally see, like, the bones of the song, like the structures of the song.
Absolutely, yeah.
I guess that's what makes it so, like, special to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I think we're both fascinated by this show. I think we just we're coming at it from different viewpoints.
The only thing I think I saw a YouTube comment where someone was like, "Why are people just standing around talking? That's Pearl Jam at their first show." And I'm like,
they don't know that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, like, and did you say this is a YouTube comment?
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Jesus.
I should mention that they were billed as Mookie Blaylock at this time.
Yeah.
And did you ever know? Do you know why they ever chose that name? Because I do. I'm just asking if you do, and I'll tell you why here in a minute.
Why they chose it?
Yeah, like why they used Mookie Blaylock.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I thought that they were just fans or something, but
Yeah.
Because I know Jeff's way into basketball. And
they were like messing with basketball cards, and somebody happened to slip like a Mookie Blaylock card into the Stone demo, or the Mookie, not the Mama San demos. They like put the Mookie Blaylock card in there just kind of like as a joke or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then when this show came up, they're like, we need a name. And they just used Mookie Blaylock because it was the card that happened to be in the tape.
And then I
thought that was pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, they just did. I do like the way they don't give a fuck, though. Like, that story is a good example of it. And this show is a good example of it. Like, most people would be like, we're not ready to fucking get on stage yet.
Yeah.
But for them, they're like, well, no, we're kind of feeling something jiving here. So let's just keep doing it. I think that's, like, pretty brave, if not naive. I don't know. But
well, I think they just were, like, so hungry to get back out there.
Yeah, totally. You do get that a bit of that feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. It's so hard to watch it because of what we know they ended up being.
Yeah. See, I don't know, dude.
Okay.
I think it's good. I don't. Obviously, it's not.
Well, all of my notes are
are about how bad it is.
I mean, no. I guess I'm not thinking of it that way, but
I don't know. I don't think the performance is.
Well, I mean, this is what I already said some of it, but like just in general, like there's no, and how could there be? But I also think that shows like a lot of respect, like that there's no clear leader on stage. That hasn't happened yet. You know what I mean? Even though behind the scenes, musically and everything, Stone is the leader at that point, but that doesn't translate on stage. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's almost like based on stage presence, if anyone seems like the kind of dynamic or emotional leader of the band, it's Mike.
Yeah.
So he was like just fucking going for it, like they had been playing 1,000 times.
Yeah, he was definitely the most animated.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just super weird, and it shows how important it is to have like a front man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if not, it's just like, I don't know, it can be boring.
Yeah, well, like speaking of that, like Eddie is just most of the time just kind of standing there,
right,
singing, and at some points he's kind of swaying around, but even then he's just like, he just looks like totally kind of like he doesn't know where he's supposed to be, Yeah.
Yeah. They're definitely just feeling shit out.
But there are some moments where he gets like into it, but not. It's like
little bursts,
but like micro bursts. Like it's not even like, oh, now I can rock out. He kind of like just it's just like just for a couple seconds, and then he's back to like, oh wait, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, so I'm just gonna stand here,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have it later in my notes, but it doesn't matter. It's still kind of a general comment, and then we can start track by track. But I think part of it is like Eddie's power comes from him being able to be vulnerable, and he wasn't there yet. He wasn't vulnerable yet, and maybe he didn't even know that's what it took for him. You know what I mean? To kind of become what he was when we first saw him, right?
Yeah.
After 10 had been made, they'd started touring some. I don't know. It's interesting to see how important that is to his performance, because that vulnerability is what makes 20,000 people feel like he's singing to them as individuals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's my little rant, I guess, but it's just cool to be able to see that,
Yeah.
You don't get to see that with most bands.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, I guess they technically open with a sound check of Even Flow, kind of, right?
Yeah, what I was reading about is that they, for some reason, they were late getting in and getting loaded in. So and while they were sound checking, the off ramp opened their doors, and so people just like came in while they were playing Even Flow.
Right.
That's how the video on YouTube starts. But it's kind of cool. Eddie said that when they started playing that, his eyes were closed, and then he kept them closed like throughout the whole song. Mm-hmm. And then when he opened them, all of a sudden there's like there's a crowd of people. He said it was like a dream.
Right.
You know, it was like something out of a dream. So I'm like, that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
But
all right, so technically the set starts with Release. Release opener, man, it's still totally a jam.
Yeah,
like they haven't, which again, they've only been a band for like 2 fucking weeks or whatever,
right?
But
yeah.
You can just see like all that kind of the dynamics. I guess the dynamics are there, but it's just so, that lyric is so dear to fans and important to people, me included, that song without those lyrics finished is just like, what? You know what I mean? It's just not the same.
In the lyrics, I don't think he was done with the lyrics, because the first verse is just him like mumbling.
Yeah.
And just like hitting certain words, and that's it. But I think he said that song came out of the band just like jamming on their instruments.
Yeah.
And then Eddie started like saying words. Mm-hmm. And I think at that point he said something about he never wrote the lyrics down because I don't know, something like he wanted to be true to the like improv aspect of how
the band was creating the music.
Yeah. Yes. Yep.
I bet they do that a lot.
Yeah. But that's like one thing. Like these songs all sound like demo versions, where they are like warts and all. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah. But even some of the demos that. Sorry, I got
sound better.
I swallowed Coca-Cola down the wrong pipe. Yeah, I think sound better, but yeah, but it's cool to see the beginnings of Release like that, obviously.
Yeah.
And then they go into one of my favorites, I think yours too, they do Alone. Holy fuck, it's slow.
Yes.
Oh my God.
It is so slow. That's like a running theme though of most of these songs.
I was going to say,
show.
Go ahead and add that comment of mine to every one of the songs we'll talk about tonight.
And the lyrics. Like I don't know if it's the sound quality or if Eddie hadn't either A, finished the lyrics or B, forgot them.
I bet they just weren't finished yet, man.
Yeah. There's a lot of like just that You know, I'll go it alone.
Well, and it was so kind of jarring for me to hear. For the most part, the arrangement is intact, but they went straight from the intro, which is the that little section, and then normally they go into the verse riff without vocals like one time around, and then he starts singing. But when I watched it again, I was like, whoa, if I can just go straight to the verse.
It comes right
It was kind of weird.
I think there's a demo version, though. There's a version,
where it's
a
like
recorded version. Yeah, because is that on Lost Dogs?
Man, I get all the different things confused.
I know. I'm just
that song and Wash and
I know. I've heard. I remember having like a bootleg that had Alone on it, and it went right into the Eddie's vocals. And then I heard another version later, where it's what you're talking about, where they play the guitar plays the verse, and then Eddie comes in.
Yeah.
So, you know, again, this just goes back to, like you said, like they were still trying to figure out the structure of these songs at the time.
Yeah.
And that's what I like so much about watching them play these, is how they evolved from this to what you know. You know,
yeah, it's like doing a fucking case study on the band. It's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. But the slow, jammy version of this, like, really makes Mike's solo fucking sound awesome.
Because he can breathe a little bit more with it, I guess.
Yeah. It just sounds.
But it fucking kills the song for me.
I like this version a lot. I mean, I like the recorded version a lot better, but it just seemed like, I'm just saying, the solo, that part of the song just sounded really cool to me.
Yeah,
because it was such a slowed down version.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, that was like, you know, perfect moment for that slow groove stuff is like Mike's bag, you know.
Yeah.
All right, then we get Alive. Which is much more intact as a song. But it's like, man, you can't, even though it's cool that we get to see this before all the kinks are worked out and blah, 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 blah. Like, it's boring, dude.
Like, Brad Lyons.
He's just like, like there's no, like,
see, I don't see it like
Eddie.
that.
He's like, no confidence.
Did we watch the same video?
Yeah.
Because what I felt watching this was like, his voice is there. Like, the intense Eddie is there. But he's not like
that at all.
Wow. I mean, I felt like if I would have closed my eyes, like I would have heard this, like I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, he was just standing there. He was not like moving around or jumping around or showing any kind of emotion. But if you closed your eyes, the voice that was coming out was the same intensity as it was a year from this performance.
Yeah, I didn't get that at all.
That's crazy. That's so weird that we saw like two different versions.
Yeah.
Because it was, to me, it was almost like, I know this isn't what they did, but it was almost like they were playing a tape from a performance like a year later over the video of him just standing there. Because I'm like, how is that voice coming out of that physical body that's just standing there. But I'm like, because that's Eddie. And that's his voice. And you're saying you didn't feel that at all.
Nope. They didn't feel connected to the songs yet. Because they're not.
Those lyrics, though? Eddie singing those words?
Yeah.
I mean, I think he was pretty into it.
I'm sure he was feeling something, but how it translates is, for me, like, makes me more and more thankful they did the work that they did to get them where they were, because, like, if that's... Yeah, I don't know. If that was a Pearl Jam performance, that was like Norm, I don't know, dude. Maybe I should have just listened to the audio and not watched the shitty video along with it. I don't know. Maybe that messed, because we are hearing two completely different things.
Yeah, totally. I thought Mike's solo was pretty good.
Yeah.
Again, I wrote in my notes, like, Eddie, this is a song that Eddie kind of, sort of has those like flashes of intensity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I just... That's so crazy.
That's cool.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
weird.
I'm not like... No, apologize.
No, we're not arguing. It's just funny how we see two different things.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about Once. Because this is pretty cool, and from the kind of case study standpoint, it's like you get to hear the pre-chorus not as it is on the Mama Son, the Mama Son demo.
What'd you do? What'd you do? What'd you do? What'd you do?
But not quite what it became on the record either. You could tell it was like halfway through morphing from the demo into what would become the record.
Yeah,
he's not doing the crazy falsetto stuff or anything. Yeah. But he hadn't gotten the rap part down yet, his phrasing.
He kind of slips into like the funk rap style.
Yeah,
a little bit. He's still it's kind of there. But it's not the Mama Son version.
Yeah.
And again, the lyrics, they're not all there.
No. Mm-mm. Nope. Yeah.
And
Eddie's
slow
still
down again.
Yeah, slow. Eddie's still just like the chill surfer kid, man. When when someone else is playing a solo, man, he's just gonna go back by the drum riser and just get out of the way and then come back up with the mic, which is cool, but that is not the Eddie that I knew,
Yeah, he was not crowd surfing and climbing the rafters.
Right, exactly. Then we get the proper in the set version of Even Flow. Which I just wrote clam.com. Bad notes everywhere. Just fucking slinging them out there.
Well,
half the band's playing the chorus, the other half's still playing the pre-chorus.
And Eddie has no idea when he's supposed to come in to the chorus.
It's amazing to watch, man.
I think he messes up every time. Like the second chorus and then after the solo, he always comes in too quick.
Yeah, and no one knew how many times to do the dun 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 dun.
Right.
Because they, in the record version or in the version that we know, it's a different amount of times each time it hits that part of the song, and they just had not fucking figured that out yet. Like,
yeah,
Mike did it 3 times, but the rest of the band only did it once, or vice versa.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
And maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking of the drums, but maybe it's the whole song. Is this a song that's kind of like hard to play? It's kind of like, from a musician standpoint, it's weird. Or am I just thinking of the drums? Or because they've said like they could never get the drums right on this song.
Yeah. That's always. I think they've said that about almost every drummer they've ever had.
Yeah.
The even flow, they just never felt like they could get it right.
Yeah. And
Which
there's none
weird.
of the like Ed's like when he says like after the chorus, like there's none of those.
No.
I missed those.
See, and that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about that just makes it feel really bland. It's just like a simple yeah from Eddie just fucking changes the whole thing,
Yeah.
Well, okay. Let's talk. Shit.
Well, can we talk about Mike real quick on New Flow?
Sure.
That his solo is like completely different.
Yeah, it's cool.
Like the record.
I love it. Just kidding. Now, what were you gonna say?
I
was just joking. I was
it's real
trying
choppy.
to argue with you.
Okay, yeah. That would have been awesome if you really did think it was awesome. Because I'm like, like this. There was one thing I didn't really enjoy was like it's real choppy, real like
Stevie Ray-ish.
No, it's.
Or you
it
mean
almost
just like
sounds,
kind of like plays a little bit, then nothing, then
yes,
yeah,
exactly,
yeah,
and it's like almost like he just made it up as he was going along. Like, I got to throw a solo into this part of the song.
Yeah, but he always does that.
Yeah,
that's his bag. That's why he stands out on this show, is because all he has to fucking do is know what key the song's in, and he's just kind of fucking ripping shit.
I'm agreeing with you on this particular point. Is that he just wasn't there?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Like he didn't know what to do.
Agreed.
Okay.
He had some cool moments the rest of the set, though.
Good. Yeah. All right, cool. Black.
Hey, that's about half what's wrong.
Yeah, let's talk about your fave here.
Yes.
What I guess you love it.
I did love it.
Ugh.
And this song sounded the closest to the album version than any of these other songs. Like all these other, like Alive and Once, they're weird. They're really slow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Black sounds pretty close to, like, Black didn't have to evolve as much as the rest of these.
Yeah, it just to me it just didn't have the emotion that I'm used to.
Well, yeah. I mean, this was another one. The lyrics were not ready.
Totally. Yeah.
So
It's just weird to realize how many, like, after going back to the show again, how many of my favorite parts of some of these songs are not strictly because of the dynamics, but because of how the band or Eddie is emoting. It's a band that's been together for 2 weeks and they're just not confident. Even if they're excited, they might be excited, but they just don't have any confidence up there, you know?
yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm giving them way too much credit for, or how do you, not credit, but like too much leeway. Because I'm just fascinated that these guys were together for 2 weeks and got up there and played halfway decent. They don't sound like fifth graders.
No.
You know?
Oh, God, no. No, I mean, if I was in the crowd, I mean, this is easy. They've been to talk about, like, and find mistakes. And for me, it's not about the mistakes. It's about how hard they worked.
Yeah.
And, people think that these people just get together one time and it's fucking amazing. Nope.
Yeah.
Even the best bands have worked their asses off to make you think that this shit's easy, you know?
But what I'm saying is, like, in my mind, a band that's only been together for 2 weeks would sound like they've only been together for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And
these guys are pros.
That's, yeah.
But
Well,
let's
give them
also
a break then.
Yeah, but a lot of that is also because, well, what do you mean give them a break? What do you mean? This is my favorite fucking band. I don't think it's a good performance. It makes me realize how much I love. I'm saying the same. We're just saying we're fucking talking in circles.
Yeah.
I don't understand why you think that I'm just like shitting on it. I think for you, you're just you think it's so cool to see these early versions of these songs.
Yeah.
I think that's what you love. If you were looking at it also from like a musician standpoint, like they're fucking up all over the place. But that's okay.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
They're still figuring it out, you know?
That's what I'm saying. I don't see it through that musician's eyes because I'm not a musician.
I gotcha. Okay.
So
yeah. So
that's what I'm saying. I guess I'm giving.
Then hopefully you understand that I'm, I feel like you're saying, like you're just like, God, you think, well, yeah, I do think it's bad.
How dare you? How dare you talk down about Pearl Jam?
Put the single soundtrack version of Breath against this Breath. Tell me the single soundtrack version isn't better, or a live performance of that song from that time. Oh my God, it's like unbelievably better, you know?
That doesn't mean this is bad, though.
No, and because maybe this will help it make sense. If I was in the crowd that night, I would have been like, this is a cool band. I'm going to check this out.
There you go. All right.
But watching it, how many years later, on a YouTube video, it's really easy to see how bad it is. in some ways. Again,
you
in comparison to what we know they became.
Yeah.
That's it. Oh my God. I'm done. I'm done with this conversation.
I need a real Pearl Jam fan to contact me.
Jesus Christ.
My new host. My new co-host.
Ugh. So over you, Brad B. All right, let's talk about Breath.
Yes.
You want to know what I wrote on this one, Brad?
I do.
I'm just going to really dig into anything negative I wrote.
Okay.
It says in my notes, it says, and I actually took the time to write all this out. I normally like bullet point stuff. One of my favorites, and this is boring as fuck, and no one knows what the fuck is happening after the bridge. Everyone's just lost.
Yeah.
It's fucking pandemonium.
No, dude.
They're all playing different shit. It's terrible.
You're talking about the jam at the end, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. No. That long jammy end.
No.
I love it.
All right, cool. I mean, that's awesome.
No, actually, no. I'm being a little bit facetious, but like, this is the Breath in a Scream version that's on the Redux.
On the Redux, yeah.
I do not like that version.
No.
It's so slowed down and weird sounding.
Yeah.
And this is
it's very similar.
Yeah.
Which those really probably happened about the same time, you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I did like the end how so are you saying
finally they came back into Stone brought it all back together when he went back into that hook. Whatever happened after Eddie stopped singing, like the bridge or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then until he started playing that, it was just like, what is happening right now?
Okay. Yeah. I didn't catch that so much. I like how the song kind of jams out at the end.
Yeah. I get it.
So.
All right. Hippie.
And they were...
I'm Brad B. I love it when bands jam.
No, just this one. This seemed like they finally were the whole band was getting a little more animated at this point. Mm-hmm. And then they played. Then they left the stage, I guess, because I think Just a Girl was kind of like an encore.
Oh,
the
really?
The video cuts
it does that a bunch though. They do that for every song.
Yeah. I think Black starts in the middle of the first verse. You don't get the very beginning at all. But yeah, they come back and then they play Just a Girl.
But it just sucks because you're listening to the verses, you're like, oh, that's the Eddie. That's the Eddie I kind of know. That's the Eddie I fell in love with. And then it just gets, it's building up, and then it just gets the chorus, and it's like, meh. It's just a girl. It's just a girl. Snore.com. But
yeah,
it's
not
cool.
My favorite song. It's cool. You know what would be awesome?
What?
If they played this set list in the middle of a show next year.
That's true. That would be cool.
I mean,
that'd be supernerd.com, but yeah.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
But how fucked up and crazy would it be?
It would be both of those
But
things.
nobody, I mean...
That'd be awesome. I mean, we got to see evil little goat.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Get to see that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't know, but come back out for the first encore with Release.
Right. I dig it.
It'll never happen. But it would be cool. I mean, that would be a fucking Alive, Even Flow, and Black in an encore.
Yeah, bro. It'd be cool. All right. Well, I'm glad we made it through that.
Yeah, that was rough.
No, it was a good conversation, man. I just don't know why you don't think like me, Brad.
I know, exactly.
You're really harsh in my mellow, bro.
You know I'm going through a rough time right now.
Rough times, bro.
Just agree with me, man. Please, I need this.
I need to be understood. And then be right.
Yes.
No,
I don't know, dude. I love it. I love watching this show.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I'll probably never watch it again, but I'm glad I did.
I love it. I will.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it as soon as you hang
Oh,
out.
you do that.
And just
you
see
watch the shit out of that, Brad.
Be like, wow, how does he not see this? Can he hear?
The magic and majesty.
Yeah, look at how good they are. 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So good.
So,
Tell me who else can do it.
want to see him do that.
Okay. Well.
Yeah. Well, all right, dude.
Brad. Man, that's not cool, dude.
I can't. What am I supposed to do?
Fucking hold it like a goddamn gentleman. We're about to sign off. You know we're about to sign off.
Yeah,
you couldn't make it through the email. Fucking email and until next week.
No, that was your ears, dude. I did not. Wait, did I?
Really? You didn't just do that? I don't even know what's real anymore.
I don't know, dude.
Brad. Well, we'll just dub this the insanity issue or episode. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. Seriously. Back to serious now for a second. Thank you guys for listening. You don't have to apologize, man.
It's a horse.
Yeah, we'll be back next week. You can email us at singlepodcasttheory@gmail.com. Oh my God, get me out of here. Until next week, I'm Brad Lyons.
I like when you just start laughing for no reason.
Got a lot going up in my brain, bud. Okay, here we go. Until next week, I'm Brad Lyons.
And I am Brad Blazek saying, don't even think about stopping by. Don't think of me at all.
Wow. Yeah. That's super emo, bro. Super emo Joyce. Jesus.
I'm all about the emo. Oh.
Bye.
Bye. Good be good.
Good be good. Bye, good be good.
I tried to be more professional.
You failed.
I died and you just I died and you watched. I died and you walked by and said no. I'm dead.
Ah, that was fine. Fuck yeah.